This edition of Lido and XL sit down and commentate an episode of Starcraft 2. I'm Lido. There's XL over there. Hi,
and
XL.
I'm the Riot XL. It's a brilliant name. We should stick with it.
Lido and the Riot XL do fantastic Starcraft 2 commentary. Woohoo!
Very good name. Very strong. Anyway, we've seen JiYan play before. What do you think of JiYan's play style? Any comments on it?
You know, I've seen JiYan play many times. One thing that I'd like to note, he has a bit of an offset balance to his playstyle. He's very good at the micro. He can control single units so easily. He's very good at that. He usually has very high APM, extremely well in that regard. The problem that comes up is he tends to fall off mid to late game because his macro play is lacking usually, and I hate to put it in that kind of light, but that's the balance he has between his two different play styles. He's great early on. He will whip your ass early on, but later on there is a fall off with his skill level.
Yeah, he was actually on my channel. There's an interesting show match, excuse me, we had between him and you know, I don't even... Was it Clones? Is Clones a Terran player?
Clones is an active Terran player,
yeah. I think it was between him and Clones, and it was on Blistering Sands. It was a really strong game. He went early Colossus, and then Clones just went MMM, and you're right. I mean, JiYan totally out-microed him, and it was very exciting and action-packed to watch, but it wasn't that long of a game. This will be the first game I've actually seen with him go past the 30-minute mark, I think. So I'm actually really excited to see him play and how he handles himself mid and late game, because I know he can handle himself well early and mid. And sorry to cut you off there. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, it's fine. I was just going to say, as we see it here on our screens, at about the 245, 240 mark, we have JiYan as the red Protoss, and up at the 1220 mark, we have Kangwook as the blue alien Zerg.
The cute guys, the cute kids, basically. Anyway, ooh, it looks like that probe actually went down to those drones in Kangwook's base. One of those probes from JiYan got a little bit too excited there and paid the consequences.
Speaking of excited, Kangwook's applying some early pressure with a quick push of Zerglings. He's going to run into a bit of a wall with not just pylons, but some gateways blocking his way into the base. But unfortunately, JiYan doesn't have anything to defend against it yet.
Yeah, all he has is that one zealot. He's actually two-gating to get these zealots out, but these early Zerglings might be able to do a decent amount of damage to this gateway.
The other problem is that they're going to eat through one of the buildings because all of his waypoints are set outside this line of pylons and gateways, and there's no way through.
Yeah, so JiYan tried this early 2-gate, but it's really strong against Zerg. But, you know, if Zerg just does this and runs up your base right away, I mean, it's kind of hard to defend against it when you only have one zealot. So I think JiYan had to put that pylon up, but it's really gonna pay if Zerg manages to take out one of these gateways.
And unfortunately, both these gateways looking pretty badly injured. Both their shields are down. One is nearly in the red. There it goes, into the red.
Yeah.
A pylon goes down. He takes out his own pylon.
Oh, so JiYan pushes through his pylon right in the nick of time. Oh, but a gateway still goes down. You could tell the Zerg player was trying to take out both gateways. Both of them were in the red, but only able to get one because JiYan pushed through right at the right moment there.
Absolutely. Now, these Zerglings running around a lot, chased down by these slower zealots. Gateway goes back up, pylon goes back up. They are blocked in that base. The best they could do, the best thing they could have done, go straight for those probes, kill 2 or 3 off, make a dent in JiYan's economy. I think that would have been the best option instead of just running around willy-nilly.
Yeah, he was just scouting, but it looks like JiYan does have 2 zealots in his mineral line now, which will make it next to impossible for those Zerglings to get any damage done. But one thing we didn't note is when that spawning pool came down. The Zerg player's only at 13 harvesters. I'm assuming that spawning pool went down pretty early, so sorry that we missed that, because that was actually a lot of Zerglings to get there so early in the game. So I'm assuming it was a 9 pool, maybe a 7 pool, but you know, you can never be sure. 7 pools are extremely hard for Protoss to stop just because it's so hard to get zealots out in time, as we just witnessed.
Speaking of more units and more zealots needed, a large group of Zerglings coming back into the front of JiYan's base. Gonna try and eat away at another one of these gateways to get through as best they can.
Yeah, and JiYan just now is getting a forge. I think he needs a forge here to throw down a cannon, because I think it's a little bit too late to get his cybernetics core, because these Zerglings will bust through that gateway before when it's done. He is throwing down a cannon, but these Zerglings will probably be able to take out another gateway right here.
One thing I'm noticing about Kangwook right now is he is doing a little bit of targeting to make sure that both of these gateways are receiving some damage, switching back and forth now.
He might actually take out both of these gateways.
There goes one.
He's manages to take out 2 gateways, and that is so painful for Protoss to not have any gateways at this point in the game.
That's hard to deal with. That's both of the unit-producing structures that JiYan had up. And now he's stuck with just this group of 8 zealots. He's splitting them up, it looks like.
Yeah, Zerg...
a few of those out.
Zerg hasn't expanded here, but it looks like he's making a spire, and that could be so bad for JiYan if he manages to get a few mutas out right now.
Oh yeah, some muta harassment right now would be fantastic. As it should be noted, inside JiYan's base, as he marches up with those zealots, there are a couple of overlords inside his base still, scouting out, seeing exactly what's going on. No range usage to shoot them down.
Yeah, and it looks like JiYan is going to try and counter push here, but 2 spine crawlers and a bunch of Zerglings. It doesn't look like JiYan can do too much unless he forces his way up there, which actually it looks like he might try to do that. I think the Zerglings
is a bad idea.
Third spine crawler just hatches, and I gotta agree. It looks like he was trying to force his way up there, but he's even taking more shots than he really should. He's going the long way around, and these Zerglings might actually get us around and kill another zealot right now.
Oh, there's that surround you were talking about.
He's actually going to kill both the zealots. That's so painful. Ouch.
That's bad. Oh, my goodness.
Things are really looking bad for JiYan right now. As two mutas are on the way, but JiYan really just placed his cannon right here. I have no idea how he knew to place that cannon. He must have known mutas were coming, just because his build order is really, really weak to mutas right now. But, yeah, it looks like he should be somewhat ready for this as the cannon is out.
That cannon came up just in time.
Yeah, throwing out another one right here, but JiYan did try to throw down another cannon that will come in range of these, but he really needs some stalkers right now. He is getting 2 sentries, and sentries are actually very good against mutas. I think they're about equal to stalkers. I think in bigger numbers, I think sentries are more useful than stalkers.
Interesting decision there. In addition to that, though, a Stargate is nearly completed. Instead of throwing down another gateway next to his I believe that was 3rd gateway that he built after the first 2 went down, he put down a Stargate.
Yeah, and the best unit for Protoss to get in this moment is some Phoenixes. If he gets Void Rays, I'd be really surprised, as Phoenixes are really, really good against mutas. They can just easily micro them, and yeah, he's getting 1 Phoenix right now.
There it goes. He's chronoing it out. He knows how important that Phoenix is going to be to making sure he can even so much as make it to the mid-game.
Yeah, and JiYan is trying to micro one of his stalkers back, the one with low health. He is actually doing a really good job, and he micros back to those cannons. I think Zerg actually needs to expand, and he did that a little bit ago, it looks like.
That's something we highlighted out in the beginning part of this matchup. JiYan, again, very good at his micro. He knows exactly how to control however many units he has in the best way possible.
Yeah, and if we take a look at income, surprisingly, both players are really equal. I really think that Zerg could have taken advantage of that early game pressure with like an economy boost, but it just looks like he's going more and more units here, as he doesn't have that many drones, considering the fact that he could have a lot more. I really think he should be pumping more drones at this moment.
He just finished that hatchery in his natural. He just started getting it up. He is just now finishing off a couple of drones to help assist at the economy there.
Yeah, and it looks like not too much else is going on. JiYan is throwing down another gateway, as well as a Nexus. This Nexus actually should be fairly easy to defend. He does have those 2 Phoenixes, and Phoenixes just do so much damage to mutas and are able to kite them so well.
He's doing a very good job of sliding them all over the place. He knows exactly what he's doing when it comes to that, exactly how long it takes for those Phoenixes' attack to come off cooldown. Amazing job, absolutely amazing job.
How bad do you think these pilots get motion sickness, just kind of kiting in circles while shooting at the...
Yes, at that. Oh, man. One thing to say about them, they are ripping those Mutalisks apart. One flies away scared after those Phoenixes just tear them a new one.
That poor guy. He is going to go home and tell his muta friends about the evil Phoenixes that lurk.
One thing that those Phoenixes are not taking care of, this is a big mistake in my eye, these Overlords are still sitting around.
Oh, yeah, wow. There's still 3 Overlords.
Just a quick sweep of those Phoenixes, just to even check to see if they're there, would make would make Kangwook's day a lot harder. Now they see it.
Oh, they
just saw it, but they passed it.
they just went right past it. They are choosing to get an Overlord actually in Kangwook's base. Looks like Kangwook has a few mutas, but so bad against Phoenixes as one goes down really easily to those Phoenixes.
Those mutas can't even get a single attack off, while those Phoenixes are just sliding about all over the place, not even taking any damage for the most part.
Yeah, and what I actually really like doing against these Phoenixes is getting a lot of Queens. Queens are actually really good in big numbers against Phoenixes. Phoenixes can lift them up, but they can't kill them all because they do like 5 damage a shot against those Queens.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For those that are curious, the ion cannon's damage on the Phoenix, 5 damage normal or 10 damage versus light, which is why they do so well against those mutalisks.
Yeah, and they're trying to shoot this Queen now, but once again, I don't think they're going to be able to kill it. They might actually choose to lift it up again, though, to get that kill, and that looks like exactly what they're going to do. This Queen transfuses! Nice! I was going to say, this Queen needs to transfuse. It does it just in the nick of time, and it looks like, most of those Phoenixes do go down. Really clutch transfuse there.
Very well done. How much health does that transfusion actually give to another Zerg unit?
I think it's a percentage. Oh no, 125 to a targeted biological unit or structure. I really like when Void Rays come in or anything right before they kill your hatch and like they're about to die, you transfuse your hatchery, so it's kind of like a middle finger to the Protoss player. You get that nice transfuse.
Ouch. Looking back in JiYan's base, he has a nice group of not just stalkers, but a couple zealots as well, about 6 or 7 zealots, and that single sentry for force fields just in case.
Yeah, and it looks like he finally found that Overlord, just one Phoenix shooting at it. He's like, I got this, guys. He calls it just like in baseball, and everyone else just leave it alone.
He got that one Overlord in the south part of the base, but the north one